Life is difficult. These are the opening words of Scott Peck's best-selling book, A Road Less Traveled. We tend to walk around with an idealized vision of what life should be like, but reality does not even come close. Pope Francis is fond of saying that the actual families we live in are families under construction, families that are made of real people, people that are not finished yet. The joy of love is not experienced in isolation from the hardship of the journey of life and the reality of our great strengths and weaknesses. During the course of our pilgrimage, we all hope to share the truth of our lives, our heart and soul with others who will respect us and accept us. This always involves taking a risk. Will we be accepted for who we are? Will we be rejected and made fun of? What do we do when we inevitably experience rejection by someone we love? It takes a lifetime to complete the portrait of who we are. We struggle. We make mistakes. Get it wrong sometimes. But in truth, it is in the very struggle of life that we discover who we are. Life is difficult. Abraham had such a family under construction. He was rather affluent for his day, but his wife was barren. They had no children or grandchildren. In old age, Abraham caught a glimpse of God. He encountered the deepest reality of life. This turned his life upside down. He left everything he knew and went he knew not where. Along the way, he lost everything he had. He stumbled in his marriage with Sarah. But all the way he was guided by that divine presence he encountered, that presence that he never turned away from. It was in the very struggle of his life that he became our father in faith. Peter, James, and John also were struggling. Jesus had been teaching them about the path of his life of love, how it was going to lead him to suffering, death, and resurrection. The disciples were very clear. This is not what we signed up for. On your wedding day, were you thinking, I'm signing up for suffering, death, and resurrection? Is this not the reality of life? The joy of love leads to suffering, death, and resurrection. The transfiguration of Jesus on Mount Tabor gave the disciples a glimpse of Jesus' inner reality. The inner truth of Jesus is his relationship with the Father. Jesus' whole being is love of the Father. At the Easter Vigil, we sing of this love as the lightning of his glory. The disciples are instructed, listen to Jesus. How do the disciples respond to the revelation of pure love? They're afraid. This is a great paradox. That which we long for most, we are also afraid of. Jesus resolves this dilemma by reaching out and touching them. Jesus will lead his disciples, us, beyond fear to union with love. In Jesus, the unapproachable light has become approachable. The catch is, we have to go to Jerusalem, which is through suffering and death, before we can experience resurrection. Jesus insists that this is the way. This is our way. Each of us and our families are unfinished. We bring the best that is in us, and that crashes into reality. We struggle. We suffer. There are divisions and hostility. We make mistakes. We grow. It is a difficult way, but it is a journey of hope as we follow Jesus. As we journey together, listen to Jesus. Let him touch you and encourage you. Remember, Jesus also taught that he would rise from the dead. Life is difficult.